You are watching Trading Day on BNN Bloomberg. I'm Amber Canwar. Well, when Powell spoke last week, he all but signaled that rate cuts are on the table come September. What does this mean for the real estate sector? We've got Ulbrich. He is the global CEO of Jones Lang LaSalle, JLL. They help buy, build, occupy, and invest in real estate assets. The stock has done very well this year. Christian, thank you so much for joining us. As I mentioned, the stock has done well in what has been kind of a choppy market for real estate. Just give us kind of the broad strokes of where your exposure is, because it's kind of everywhere, right? You've got residential, industrial, commercial, even capital markets kind of exposure to what's going on in financing. How are you thinking about how rate cuts could change things?
Well, we are doing well because we also have a big real estate outsourcing business from the large corporates around the world. And that business has been flying over the last couple of years and will continue to do so. With regards to the rate cuts, that is obviously a potential booster for our capital markets business, as the refinancing cost for investors will go cheaper again after these rate hikes, which we have seen before. And so that should be positive for the real estate market and for JLL.
Yeah, let's talk about the outsourcing part. Just get people familiar with how that business works, what the services that you offer.
Well, think about a large corporate having probably 100 or 200 or 300 different locations around the world. They are trying to have the same experience for their employees everywhere around the world. So they tend to look for one provider who can offer those services on the ground around facility management, workplace experiences, and that is a service which we are providing around the globe. And as the large companies are very successful, and many of them growing bigger and bigger, that is a business which is also growing very strongly within JLL.
Well, I think that's interesting because there are a lot of questions about things like return to work and employees in the office. So the outsourcing is doing well. I wonder if that's because companies are trying to really attract their employees into the office.
Yeah, that trend is actually a benefit and also a potential downside to that business. It's a downside because if companies are reducing their overall office footprint, that obviously hits the potential target market for us. On the other hand, companies do try to improve the experience their employees have in their workplace. And for that, they are looking for professional support, which companies like JLL are providing.
Let's talk about the capital markets part, because I think this is where a lot of investors are keen to know what your outlook is, financing some of these transactions. Do you get the sense that we're close to seeing more transactions, particularly on the commercial side? And I know you've got exposure here in Canada. Any insights you have into, when we might start to see them?
Yes, I think we have seen the trough with regards to transaction volumes, and it depends a little bit on the asset classes. Some asset classes are already improving in their overall transaction volume against last year, and some others are still declining, but they are declining at far lower rates than they did before. And so we are getting out of that trough at the moment, and with the potential rate cut, which is now anticipated coming from the Fed relatively soon, that should be a booster to that business. So we are expecting an improved third quarter and an even better fourth quarter if there is no other major distraction coming into this world.
Well, and let's hope that there isn't. Let's talk about this in the context of office, which I think has been the one that's been bruised badly. We have not seen a lot there. Do you think that there are players that are looking and ready to buy office space?
Yes, the office sector is probably the sector which is most bifurcated between the difference of the best buildings in town and kind of the average office building. The best buildings in town do see demand from people who absolutely want these prime buildings, ideally green certificated buildings, because there's a shortage of those. And we have demand for those. And then on those kind of Me Too office buildings, kind of the slightly older buildings, you see now more and more kind of private equity opportunistically driven investors coming back into the market. Obviously, they're expecting a very attractive price level. And so there's still a bit of a price gap between sellers and buyers, but also there we see now more deals due to close over the next couple of weeks and months.
And there's been a lot of questions about, the future of those locations as office space. Certainly in Canada, we talk about the housing crunch. That's been a stated goal at the federal government. There's been announcements about that. Do you hear a lot, or is it realistic to think about conversions of these properties to residential?
Well, the trouble with that it is very expensive to move an office building into a residential building. It depends a little bit of the structure of the building, the size of the building, how far is it to the next windows. But it is anyway, it's usually very expensive to do. So just think about all the bathrooms you need in residential space versus how it's configured in office buildings. And then there are many, many regulations. So I don't think that is the one solution. It will here and there help. But what we need is we just need more development of residential space. And this is a particular topic in Canada because of the very strong population growth. But frankly, it's a very difficult topic everywhere in the world. In all major cities in the world where we have offices, we see the same picture.